Bandera off the tee box?
I could go with that bet.
I would agree with that bet. That's a good bet to make.
And we are back to the Principals Podcast. We have our first returning guest by force. And Miss Condon is an absolute ninja on the golf course.
Thank you.
I would actually like to see, especially when Mr. Hyam doesn't throw his back out, which seems to be every 4 days, those two go at it on the course, because Mr. Bandera and I on the golf course, we would be pretty good at driving the carts and watching this take place. So please talk to us, because I know in particular Mr. Hyam probably has a lot of questions. I happen to have worked at a golf course for 20 years, so I'm really good with the grass, not so good with clubs.
I played putt-putt before.
There you go.
I didn't hit the windmill.
That's impressive then.
You had an extraordinary season once again, and you didn't even know if you were going to have a season. So let's talk about golf this year with you and your girls, and I guess the one random guy or two that would show up. That would be Coach Morawski checking in his hair, and your uncle who kind of knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. Well, it was crazy in the beginning of this season, that's for sure, because we really didn't know like what was going to happen at all, especially with school starting. So usually we have like 3 to 4 preseason tournaments, and this year almost all of them got canceled except for one, which we were kind of surprised about. But it was nice to definitely get back out there and get on the golf course, and it was really fun having Morawski there. We called him like the frat boy of the team because he was just so funny, but he was so nice to have around too. Just have somebody else that could really just like lighten up everything, and all the seniors and like Lindsay Sharp and stuff, like all of us just meshed really well together, and we had a really awesome time, and we're really close now too, so it was awesome.
It would be nice to have Coach Morawski in here, but every time we've tried to have Coach Morawski on here, he's like stuck in his garage or something. I don't know, doing his hair.
Yeah, just throwing his back out.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
We had an interview with him one day, and he said, "Guys, I can't make it. I'm going to get my hair done."
No, that's what happened, because he was like gone for 2 days, and then we heard that he like threw his back out or whatever, and we were like, oh my gosh, so worried. And then he comes in, I'm like, did you get a haircut while your back was injured? I wonder how you did that. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah,
that is him.
He's a piece of work, that's for sure. So speaking of this week, you made the turn at 40 with on the front 9. Mm-hmm. How are you feeling? How did that? Is that kind of where you thought you would be, or how did it play out?
It was kind of where I needed to be. I would have definitely liked to be lower, but I thought definitely coming around that 9, I thought my score was a lot worse than it was. I didn't feel very confident about the first 9 at all, even though it ended up going better than the second 9. But I think I was just really worried and really stressing out my score. The one girl I was playing with was phenomenal. She was really good. She shot 36 on the front. And I was just like, nope, I'm out, definitely out of the running. And then my uncle told me the score, and I was like, okay, so I might have a chance. We knew that I had to be at like 38 or 78, 79 if I wanted to go to states. And so with 40, I knew I had to shoot like a 38, 39 in the back. So everything pretty much had to be perfect from that point on. So it was definitely a lot of pressure going into it, but I was definitely still hopeful. But the front 9 was more challenging, I think, for me. There was definitely some problem areas for sure.
And that's where I want to talk, because that comes to the golf course side of me. Working at a golf course, specifically in this time of year, is where they do a lot of aerification. There's a lot of sand.
Yes.
And they're grooming in the greens, and or they aren't groomed like they are usually because there's just not enough workers. So where did you play, and what were the conditions?
We played at Ellsworth Meadows in Hudson, and it's a very nice golf course. I really like it, and the conditions were good, but it was definitely more pro level conditions. The greens were very fast. That just comes with it being very well taken care of. The greens were recently aerated, so that means, you know, they were going to be faster, that's for sure. And they were recently trimmed, which is going to make them faster and harder. And there are definitely certain holes that the slopes of those greens are masters like, because they're so intense and you have to be hitting each putt completely perfectly. And you want to be leaving every approach shot below the hole so you can be putting uphill instead of downhill. So the conditions were very nice, but the course is more challenging than anything that we've played as far as conference level, because the courses around here and the courses for other teams are a lot easier and a lot shorter, but Ellsworth Meadows is at least like 1,000 yards longer than anything I'm playing on the regular.
So, Catherine, did you know that I worked the U.S. Open?
No, you didn't.
I did. Come into my office. Come look at the picture. I worked the U.S. Open cool. at Oakmont, and I actually rolled greens that week. And there's a USGA guy that's following you the whole time, and they're doing a stimp. They're doing a stimp meter, and they want to make sure that it's standard across every hole. And so there's the USGA guy that comes in advance and stimps the green, checks the speed. I think we're rolling like a 14. And if for those of you in the golf course world know that that's pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then after I rolled it, it was a 16. But the superintendent, Mr. Zimmers, John Zimmers, he gave you a wink. And so he would be talking to the USGA guy. And when he gave you a wink, it meant dance the pin. So wherever the pin was, you would scissor roll, and it would get another couple inches on the roll. And so at one point, we had the greens rolling like 18, which is like in Chaim's world, it's like the skin off your plate.
Oh, these guys, I'll tell you. So going back to the course, have you ever played the course? And if not, were you able to get a little intel on the course? Because, you know, if you don't know necessarily what you're playing into, it can often make it difficult if you should play to the left side of the fairway or the right side, if you should play, you know, behind the hole or in front of the hole. Did you get any information like that?
Yeah, I'd actually played there 3 times before. So last year I also went to districts and it was the same course. So before last year I did a practice round there, and then I played there, and then we did a practice round on Sunday before I played there on Tuesday again. Because you're right. You can't if you're going to sectionals or districts, those courses are usually a lot harder. And if you're looking to advance, you definitely need to go in for a practice round so you can completely fine-tune your game plan for the next day, for the next couple days, because you need to know where to aim, you need to know which clubs to use. If you have an uphill, downhill, it's like sloping for the course, you need to know if you need to go up a club, down a club, up 2 clubs. So yeah, it was very helpful to play there before and definitely make sure I knew everything that I was going to do. I had a book with everything lined out for every single hole, so my game plan was set.
How was the trash talking on the course?
It was silent. It was, when I tell you, it was crazy because we were the very last group out too. So they were just doing groups of 3, which I like because it usually goes quicker, but it was so slow because people just kept getting backed up on every single hole. There was usually like 3 to 4 groups waiting on every single hole.
Oh, geez.
And if you're a golfer, you know exactly how painful that is because you're waiting there for the next 30 minutes for everybody to get going.
Sunday golf.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was so backed up, but there was completely no trash talking. It was silent. I barely talked to the 2 girls I was with, and for conference play, I'm like friends with a lot of the girls now, and we're always having fun just talking and like laughing, making jokes and stuff. But when you get to districts, it's a very different scenario. It's dead silent. You're walking to your ball, you're talking with your coach, and that's about all you're doing. Yeah, it was really silent that day too, especially when I got to 17 and everybody was off the course.
Yeah,
and you're just looking around like there's no one here anymore. Yeah, it was crazy.
Did you have to wear your mask?
No, a lot of people did coming in to check in, and then if you're on the driving range or putting green, but the second we teed off, the masks were off.
So do you have any plans? I mean, with golf in the future?
I would definitely like to play golf in college. I think that would be really fun because I definitely want the opportunity to get better and continue the growth that I'm on right now. I'm actually talking with Denison, which is where Lane goes, which is so funny. I'm talking with Denison about playing down there, and I think I'm going down there for a visit in November, and she has 2 spots open on her 2021 team, so I'm hoping to maybe get one of those, but obviously everything has to line up perfectly. If I don't play golf for college, I could see myself playing it as like a club sport, just because I love it so much and it's so much fun for me and my family. So yeah, fingers crossed.
How many WRC championships do you have over your 4 years?
I think we won freshman year and sophomore year, and I think we lost junior year because Kenston's team came in with a nice cheating score that beat us out. And then we won this year, which was super exciting and fun. But we played with Kenston this year, so we were able to call them out on their cheating because they like to cheat. So, yeah, they definitely lost last year. Or we lost last year because they cheated their way to the top.
So we have a few more weeks of golf that's, bearable before it gets too cold. So I'll give you either pick of the course or the pick of the caddies between Murray and Bandera. They'll be our caddies. What would you prefer? Would you prefer to pick the course we play, or would you prefer to pick the caddy?
I'll pick the course.
All right, where would you like to play?
Punderson.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
All right. And
I know that course like the back of my hand now. I play there all summer.
Are we going to play 9 or 18?
We could play 18.
Okay, 18, and I'll take Snyder as my caddy.
I'll take Bandera. I feel like he'd be fun.
I'll be fun. I don't know if I'll be good.
That's okay. You don't need to be good. You're just walking around with me.
All right, and then we'll have Murray as the rules official, making sure there's no cheating by you.
Mm-hmm.
And are we playing off the same tees, or what tees are we playing off of?
I could play off your tees.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you a fighting chance.
Are we playing even? Or I'm not giving you any shots, am I?
No. One mulligan off the first tee.
You will be getting strokes, Hyam, not giving strokes.
I don't know. I played
because
twice this year.
I don't know exactly what's going on here, but I feel like I have an idea. And if this is like a showdown, I'm going to volunteer to be Kate's caddy, and I am going to talk smack to you before every time you swing a golf club.
Well, look, see, you're late to the party because Kate had choice of course or caddy. She took course, so I picked you as my caddy.
I've seen what's in your golf bag. You have like bricks and all kinds of heavy things in there. I quit as your caddy, and I'm going right down there as Kate's caddy. Hey, Bandera.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You can be one of the spectators from Happy Gilmore, and I'll be one of them from Caddyshack.
I'll be Bob Barker.
That's true. We can carry our own bags. I'm okay with that.
I never carry my own bag. I have a push cart.
Oh, well, I never walk. I drive. So,
I prefer to drive. But
I feel like we should make this walking mandatory because that gives Kate even more of an advantage.
Blue tees.
And with me on the bag, this is like bet the house, Kate, because with me talking smack and you making putts, this is an unbeatable team.
All right, wait. Are you going to take Coach Snyder on your bag? Then I'm going to take Coach Condon on my bag.
Okay, we'll just give you false information.
I like where this is headed.
He'll be rooting for me, so we'll just.
I like where this is headed.
Go to the
He's
one.
like, I've taken an extra club. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry it went long. All right.
That's exactly what'll happen.
All right.
So this is,
it's
this
on
is
you
the
to set it
principal's
up. I'm
podcast.
there if you set it up.
I could set it
We
up.
banter anyone.
All
We
right,
already
I'm
bantered
in.
mine. All right.
I'm in.
Well, you had a great season, Kate.
Thank you. Yeah, it was
83
fun,
at the
for
district
sure.
tournament is a great score.
Yeah, it was good. I think think it was 79 would have been the playoff score, and then
Okay.
78 would have guaranteed you for states. So
That's there's some good players at that tournament.
there were a few, yeah. There were some pretty big girls. The girl that I was playing with from Glen Oak, she was very good, but she needed a mental coach.
Okay.
Last 9 holes, tears, sobbing the entire time because she thought she blew her shot, and she missed out by 1 stroke. So
That's why we hired Mr. Morawski. He's that
exactly.
coach.
So he can cry, so you don't have to.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't mean to butt in here. Actually, I kind of did, but I just wanted to say congratulations, Kate. Great job. And
Thank
I
you.
can't wait to be on the bag when you take Hyam down.
Yes, we'll make
Good
sure
job.
you're there.
You got it.